Hi guys, welcome back to another video and something different. Today we're doing some fault finding. This is situation that has been going on for a couple of years now. So there's a leak somewhere in this building that we need to find and rectify. Okay, so I have come all the way down to sunny Dominica. You guys probably can't see anyway, but I will show you a little bit around. And yeah, I've come out to basically, I've been to this house before. I actually did renovation work on this house, and there's been for a while, they've noticed a leak somewhere, and yeah, we need to find it out because it's been going on for a while now. And yeah, so I've come down here to sort it out. So we're gonna go check it out now. Let's go. All right, so investigation, and it seems we have a lot of water here in this area here, and I believe this is where the old toilet was. It's been opened at some point when they did the plumbing, so I think we need to open here. The bidet is further down here, but it's all dry, so I don't think it's coming from that. And I think the toilet is somewhere in this area, and that's the shower connections. So we have to break it from this side because the shower is tiled on the other side. So we've got to gently try and open this hollow block and see if we can find the water pipes. Alright guys, so a quick update. I've been breaking walls. I don't have the drill that I was meant to use. I wasn't able to pick it up this morning, so I wanted to make a start anyway. So we had a small chisel and hammer. So yeah, I've been breaking, looking for this leak. So I'm getting somewhere, finding a lot of water coming out of the wall, but I haven't found the leak yet. But let me show you guys what I've got so far. So this is all what I've broken. It's all been coming down. You can see these drips here. That's water that's coming out. You guys can see. So there's a lot more dripping than was coming before. When I came here earlier, there was one drip, maybe, let's say every 30 seconds. Now you're seeing constant dripping, which means I'm getting closer to where the leak is. So let's go up the ladder. Let me show you what I found. Because we're trying to remember where all this pipe work runs and everything. Now, I found the toilet. Well, this is the old toilet. There used to be a toilet in here when I changed the layout of the bathroom. So this is the toilet was right in front of here. There's the bend going into the toilet, and it ran down the wall, and then it went down inside this wall, and there is a little manhole down there. So what I did is cut it off that end, and where we are, elbowed a branch. Sorry, where are we? See if I can find it for you. Elbowed a branch off it that way down the wall to the new toilet. So this is completely dead, and we have a hot and cold. Typically, if you see a copper pipe, it's the old school way, it will be a hot pipe, and that plastic one will be a cold. So we do have a lot of water building up in here. It's hard to say exactly where it's coming from, but every time I clean the water out, it just fills up again. So it's sort of weeping, I think, through here somewhere. But we're almost at the back of the wall now, so it's very dry. Higher up is very dry, so I'm not sure. It's either coming down further down there where there used to be a toilet, bath, sorry, or further down there where there was a bidet. So there's a hot and cold somewhere there. I'm wondering if it's in the wall here and it's seeping down here. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to open up either this side first or a bit more that way. Alright guys, so we're just going to confirm that this is the hot or the cold. We suspect it's the hot water. Now he's just turned the hot water off, and it looks like the drips have pretty much slowed down. Now what I've did is I'll ask him to turn it on. You can see it's still dripping, but it's not like it was a while ago. So I've asked him to turn it back on, and let's see if this starts dripping a lot faster. Just suspect it is going to. And if it does, then we know we're chasing the hot water, which is the copper pipe. And the two places that that could be leaking is where the old bidet was, where you can see where the wall's been patched when they originally installed the hot water for the house, because the house hot water was retrofitted, so you can see places where they've patched the wall, which is where they've broken the wall to put the copper pipe in. I always suspected it was the bidet, so we need to see where it was capped off, and make sure it was capped off. And there's some suspicion that it wasn't capped off. I'm not sure. So this is a 5 years almost. November will be 5 years since this was put in, so we're chasing that problem. So if it's not there, which I'll open up, then it's going to be where the old bath was, where there's a hot and cold there as well. At least I found the pipe, so I can actually follow it. But yeah, he's going to turn the water on. I'm going to see if this starts coming any faster. Update time, guys. I think I figured it out. I think I have. We're going to try something. Just speaking with the client and just trying to remember when I was here, and I've done this over 2 trips as well. So some parts were done. I think all the pipe work and demolition and construction work was done on 1 trip, and then all the second fixing and stuff was done on the 2nd trip. And I think on the first fix, and we were just talking about it, where we were just so short of time, I don't think I tested when I ran the hot water pipes, I buried them in the ground and I ran them to the sink. I capped the ends off, the copper ends. I think I just soldered and capped them off, but I didn't actually test it to make sure we were actually getting hot water through it. And when I came back on the 2nd trip to fit the sinks, we weren't getting any hot water out of that pipe. So in the end, I had to condemn it, and I ran another branch off the shower, which was nearby in a false wall. So it was weird that we never got anything off that hot water pipe. And that hot water pipe was connected to extended from the old sink. We moved the sink to a new location, and there was hot water in it before. So I think I've cut it off somewhere, and either connected the wrong pipe to it or not connected it on the other end or something. So when we've eventually put everything back together on the 2nd trip, and they've turned their hot water back on, there might be an open pipe in the wall somewhere, and that pipe has been slowly making its way through the concrete and weeping through the concrete. So we turned the hot water off, and it seems that the dripping is really slowed down from sort of like 50 drips in half a minute to like 15 drips in half a minute. So it's definitely a hot water pipe. So what we're going to do is, now that I found a hot water pipe which is on its way to the old sink, we're going to cut it in the wall and cap it off there, because I think everything from there is redundant anyway, and I think the leak is somewhere further down the line in the floor, and obviously the floors are tiled and everything. So fingers crossed this is what it is. So I'm going to go to the shop to see if I can get a copper cap or something to cap the end of this copper pipe off. I'll cut it and cap it, then we'll turn the water on and see if we're getting any more, or if the drips speed up again. So let me show you anyway what I'm talking about, so it might make a bit more sense. Alright, so here's our drip. So it is still dripping. Obviously there's water in the pipe, so it's gonna keep dripping until it's found all of its way out. Now the problem is, we were getting a lot of water coming through here. It was dripping a lot faster. So here is the copper pipe, which was, as I said, the toilet was here. There's a cold pipe for the toilet, or for the bidet, and the hot pipe for the bidet, and they run across here. So there's an elbow on the copper pipe going that way, which is probably where the connection was, but it comes out on the other side of the internal wall. And then the cold one runs a little bit further, and I'm assuming it comes across on that way. So this, I think, after the bidet, there's a connection somewhere, maybe a T that goes down in the floor and goes to the sink, which was on the other side of the room. So this is not really feeding anywhere past here, and I think the end of that is open. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut that copper pipe here and cap it off. That's what we're going to do now, because as I said, everything from the left now is dead. The shower is over there, so the hot water, I think it, and this is the thing, we hope that the water is flowing from that way and coming this way, and the dead end is on that end down there. Now if it's coming from that way and it's coming this way, then we've got more of a problem, but I'm pretty sure the pipes come up around that end under where the old bath used to be, and then it runs a branch across to here. Yeah, so we're really hoping that's going to be the case. But yeah, I'm going to go get some tools. We're going to cut this pipe here. I'm going to cap it off, cut it, we'll turn the water back on and find out which way it's flowing, if it's flowing this way or that way. Hopefully it's flowing from this way, and then we're going to cap that pipe off. I just want to show you guys that's a nice lovely garden. This is where we're working, and you guys might have seen this house on old videos, but I want to show you guys a nice beautiful view up here. There's the sea down there. This is where I'm working. Yeah, beautiful area. So soon, hopefully, I will be building my own home. Not actually too far from here, actually. So yeah, but this is where we're working. As I said, this is the bathroom we did before. I did put that window in the last time as well. There was no window there. We put that window in, and obviously they've not painted it yet, I think, because then they found out about the issue. But they said they turned the hot water off for a long time, so just to sort of deal with the problem. But yeah, we're gonna get it sorted out now. Alright guys, so now I've started opening up the side where the bath used to be, and we found, this is the old bath pipe that I had blocked up. We have found a bit of copper pipe under there, and the end of it is here, and it looks like it's just been cut, if you can see it. Now they're going to turn the hot water back on, and I'll be surprised if I don't see water coming out of that joint there, because there was a lot of water here as well. So I'm really hoping that this is where our leak is, but we'll see in a bit. Hopefully we'll see some water coming out of it. Now it's such a weird place. I'm not sure if I would have cut that, but how I would have got to it, even from the other side, because it's underneath the toilet pipe. So who knows? Could have been an old pipe. We could have broke it out, maybe. I don't know. But I just don't remember the pipe being under there. All right. So I'll get back to you in a minute and see if anything changes. I'll let you guys know. Guys, it's just starting to rain, but it looks like we might have found something. So this is a joint at the bottom of the toilet. So we'll flush the toilet, and then I just saw loads of water coming through here, and it's been running for like 10 minutes. So I'm not sure why it hasn't stopped. I'm starting to think whether or not there's a blockage in the waste pipe which goes down into that manhole, and if this pipe is full up or something, but also why this seal has failed. It would have been PVC welded at the time, but obviously it's not working. So it looks like at least we found where the leak is, because look how much water is coming out of a flush. I think 2 flushes we did, and it's been 10 minutes and it is still coming. It's running down like crazy. So all in here would have been saturated, and it's just found its way and soaked into the concrete. So yeah, whole day, and it looks like we found where the leak is, because I checked the hot water pipes. All the old pipes that I had worked on, I had cut them all out, and they've all been condemned. So again, you can see here, I cut the end off, found that one. So none of those were leaking. They're all been cut off and capped right back when I was doing the shower. So at least I know it wasn't that. But I found this pipe. I thought it might have been this because someone's obviously done this welded, whatever, capped the pipe off. But it runs up to here and it runs into this pipe, which is a pipe that I cut off and capped off. So this is all dead. This is all dead. But obviously we've got water coming through here. So why it's keep on running is what's baffling me, because that flush should be gone by now. Yeah, but now we've got to figure out how can we seal that leak. All right guys, it looks like the leak is slowed. The drip has slowed down. We have opened the manhole and it is empty, so it's not, there's no blockage in the pipe, which is good to know. So they're gonna flush the toilet now, and just to make sure everything's flowing down there properly, but I imagine it will. Ooh, that was fun getting our manhole cover off. It's sealed in, proper putty and everything. Cement around it. But yeah, it's gonna flush the toilet now. And let's see how this leak comes. You can see the drip is really slowed down. So there's a lot of water coming out of that. Because when I broke this out, it was complete. There was no water dripping from that. So probably the last time they flushed it, probably this morning. And after probably half an hour, it will dry up. Yeah, you're good. Let's see, it's gonna pour some water down the toilet now. There we go. There we go. That's starting nicely down here, so that's good. And now we can see our leak has come back. See how much that leaks. Alright guys, looks like we found the culprit. It's not leaking as bad this time. So here's a couple of the products that I've picked up this morning. We've got some all-purpose PVC, CPVC and ABS all-purpose cement. So it does all of them basically. So I'm not 100% sure what this plastic is made of. So I thought I'll get this one just to be safe because there's so many different types. This is what we're going to use to try and see if we can bond and get it into the gap basically. And as an added measure, I've got some of this PVC epoxy putty as well, which can be, it cures in 3 minutes. It says, well, working time is 3 minutes. It can be used in, it cures whether it's wet or dry. And we're just going to seal around that pipe with this putty as well. Just roll it up in your hands and seal it up. So we're going to use that as a secondary precautionary measure. Then we're going to test this up. Hopefully we get no more leaks. And then we can then look at starting to patch this thing back up. All right, so we're looking at what we've got here. This is yesterday. This place was constantly building up with water. All the water seems to have come out now, and the place is quite dry. It's just a minor damp, but it's quite dry. So this is definitely drying out, which is great. Now this is where we had the leak, and the same thing again, it's drying out here. It was really wet yesterday. If you look in there, we can see there is a tiny gap. It's slightly out deformed, I guess. Because when I had put this in, I put this elbow in. We had to break in here. This connection that it goes into was already in the wall, and obviously I took this out, cut this out, and you know, it is kind of squeezed in when they concrete it into the wall. I think it's probably compressed it down a bit, so it's slightly gone out of shape, and the new pipe that's gone in is just not sealed it properly. So if you guys can see, there is a little bit gap at the bottom. So we're going to use this first. I'm going to pack it inside there, pack it in as much as possible, and then once that's dry, I will probably test it. And if we're good, I'm going to then put this all around it as well, just as I said, as an extra precautionary measure. So here's a quick update, guys. I did try to use some of this stuff, but it's really weird. It's like a gluey, lumpy sort of stuff. I don't know. I've never seen PVC cement like that. And it's kind of rubbery and it's just not sticking very well. You can see I'm trying to get it all off now. I've already scraped and tried to clean out all under here. So I'm going to go back and get the blue stuff. I'm going to clean this all up. I'm going to get the blue stuff. I'll have to open it and figure out which one it is. And also this epoxy stuff, I've tried to, we usually break a bit of it off. Well, this is going to rock hard. Oh wow, it goes hard pretty quick. At least it's gone hard. I tried to break a bit off from here, mix it together, and it just wouldn't stick. When I tried to stick it, it just stick to my hands. It wouldn't stick to the actual plastic. So yeah, I'm gonna go and get some different products, and unfortunately this is a bit of a waste of money. So I'm gonna try a different one of these and I'm gonna try again. So back to the stores. Alright guys, so I got this other product, which is what I thought I had got the first time. This is the blue stuff. So you can see, you can actually see everywhere it is. And it dries quite quick. This is dried really hard. I did rub some sandpapers everywhere that I could, just to give it a good key. And I went about 2 coats, packed it in as much as I could, especially down the bottom here. What I've just done everywhere I could reach. I can't really get too far around the back, so hopefully I've got enough into the back, or otherwise I'm going to have to try and find some other longer brush to get in the back there. But we're about to turn the water on now and flush the toilet. So this is our first test, so we'll see if we get any leaks. Yep, go for it. So we're going to turn the water on now. The toilet cistern, the outlet of the cistern, or the I'm not sure what you call it, I can't remember what the siphon, was letting water through, so there was a little trickle coming through the toilet, which is why we were always getting water trickling out here. But we can deal with that after. But we're gonna fill up the cistern now. Water's turned back on, and we'll do our first flush and see what happens. So now that it's filling up, before we would start getting a drip, because the siphon, I can hear water trickling because the siphon is letting water through. We would be getting water coming through right now. So far we're not getting anything, which is a good sign. And it tends to be leak more than when you flush it. When you flush it, obviously it's all rushing through at force, it sort of clears itself, but then that little trickle is what used to sort of weep through. And I can hear it trickling, so we do need to change our siphon because it's just wasting water. So far we're not seeing anything. So what I'm going to do as well is I'm going to go with a 2-part epoxy all the way around as well. I've got a 2-part epoxy to just go around on top of this, just to give it an extra precaution and eerie measure. So we're just waiting for the cistern to fill up, and then he's going to flush it. Well, as I said, it leaked more when the cistern was filling up rather than when he actually flushed it. So if it's not leaking now, I don't expect it to leak when it's flushed. Waiting for the flush.
Okay, let me flush up.
Yeah, go for it. Okay, let's see a flush. You can probably hear that. No water coming out, which is great. So I think we're good. I think we're good to go. Happy days. All right, so now I'm not seeing any leak. I'm gonna go for the 2-part epoxy now, and I'm gonna seal around that as much as I can. Guys, it looks like we are good. I've got some more paper there. We flushed the toilet about 3 times and we've not had any drips, and the paper is dry, so happy days. Looks like we have sorted this out, so we are gonna let this dry. And I've got some other things I need to do, so I'm gonna leave this area for another day. It's just flushing the toilet again, and then probably then Thursday I'm gonna start patching this all up, as long as we don't see any more leaks. I'm gonna leave that piece of card there for the next day, just to be 100%. Then we'll pack some paper around it so that the cement doesn't touch any of it, just in case it reacts to the putty or anything. And then we can start filling this thing back up. Yeah, look at this. This is what it's like working in the Caribbean. My gosh. Ooh, it's dripping down. And I'm not someone who sweats like that, but it's dripping down. And I got no hair on as well. It's just that hot, but it's just like the sun is starting to cool down. You have a period in the day where the sun is like at full capacity. It's just like beaming in the middle of the afternoon. And now it's starting to cool down now. The sun is gonna start setting. I think it's about just after 5 o'clock. So early sunset down here. But as you can see, beautiful around here where we are. We actually got the Prime Minister's house literally on the other side there. This is the area that I'm working in. But yeah, let me show you guys what I've done so far. I think we've sorted the leak, I think. I had to use another product again, which seems to have held. And I put the putty on it as well. So I put a bit of card, a piece of paper under there to see if any drips are on it. It was right at the back that I could struggle to get around, but I managed to get the putty in there. So let's go check it out now. Also, be doing some scraping of the flaky paint. There's a lot of water was trapped inside. There's like bubbles of paint where water was trapped in it, just so that things can start drying out properly. And I can start giving it a good sand down the wall and all that. Start getting it prepped and that for, so when it dries out, so they can undercoat it and paint it and all that stuff. I won't be doing that, but I want to try and prep as much as I can for them. But yeah, let's go have a look and see if we've got any more leaks up there. But this is, it looks a bit messy now, but I have gone around and done a lot of scraping, as you guys can see. Where the paint was flaking and that, scraped it all off. So let's go up now, have a look and pray that we have nothing. We just had the toilet flushed a minute ago. So you can see this is where I put the PVC pipe weld around. I tried using the epoxy, 2-part epoxy on after, but it just went funny. It starts sort of coming like rubber. It never really set. So I don't know why I didn't really like that. Then I put the putty around. You can see the putty that I put in, which is gone hard now. So I managed to get my finger right around the back. It's flushing the toilet again. I can hear it coming. But I haven't seen any leaks. So this is the bit of card that I put there. I would say it looks a little damp here, but I feel like that was like that when I tested it before. So I'm going to flip it around that side and leave it there for a bit and see if the paper gets damp anywhere. But so far I think we're looking good. I might put some more putty on it, especially around the back. But otherwise I think it's good. When we were flushing before, you saw that on the video, it was streaming like a river. So it's definitely a lot better now. Guys, that is it. Job done. So mission accomplished. This is quite an important thing to get sorted out, and looks like we've got the leak sorted out. So yeah, until I am back here, I'll show you guys when we patch it all up. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's been what, 2 days of work on this video. I think it's all a bit mismatch and stuff, but we shall see you soon on the next video. Take care and thanks for watching.